Are school communities taking over Facebook groups? Well, today we're going to find out together. We're continuing the seamless customer journey creation. This is week 3 of 3 in this series. And we'll be going, as you saw, deeper into school communities. They continue to increase. More people are talking about them, more people are using them. It's been around since, I think, at least 2019 or so is when Sam started playing around with this idea. And now it's continuing to grow. For example, if you look at website traffic alone, it's doubled over the last year. It went from 7.8 million website visitors from May 2023 to May 2024 to 12.3 million website visitors. A lot of that, I believe, is due to a more recent partnership of this year that's been fairly public. Sam, the founder, partnered with, we'll call him marketing savage, Alex Hormozi. He's got lots of titles, lots of success. So definitely a good that seems to be going a good direction. Now, all this being said, that's cool for them in school, but should you start a school group is, I think, a more important question for today. And how much traffic should you expect if you do it? Or is it really even worth playing on yet another social media platform? I'm sure all of you are dying to download another app on your phone and learn all the intricacies of this. Is it all, really worth it? These are the questions we're going to be answering today. And by going through the 3 keys for school success by important pipeline, I think you'll be able to get a better sense of if this is the right fit for you, or maybe when this would be the right fit for you. So let's first start with why. Facebook group versus school. Now I'm comparing it to Facebook group. If we're on, do you have some, a version of communities, group chat? They're continuing some adjustments. I've seen some attempts at this. It doesn't, I mean, correct me if off, you guys can put it in the chat if you know any that's really going heavy on Instagram with this type of format. I haven't quite seen it yet, or at least done well where I'm like, whoa, this is really cool. And X or Twitter, they do have communities on X or Twitter. I've seen some people, again, make some attempts, but doesn't seem to be a huge amount of buzz in the marketplace around it. So, again, but I don't really hear about thriving LinkedIn groups a whole bunch from the different networks that we're in. It still seems to be Facebook in terms of community, not in terms of content, not in terms of engagement or impressions, not in terms of like DMing, but like just groups and online. Facebook groups and school communities seem to be more, the buzz and conversation right now, hence us comparing all these. All right, so let's first start with organization. School is, very, very organized. I've seen it. They have, in fact, I might be able to just jump over to School real quick and check out some of this. I'm assuming most of you guys have seen School, at least at some point. Here, what's just a regular school community? So they, it's very organized. What they've done a really great job at is keeping things simple, not having like a ton of features. It feels easy and clean to like, get through and navigate. The classroom, you have all these different courses and things you can go through and learn. You can see different members, admins, and people that are online, if you can check them or not within this particular community. You can obviously access all your different communities in the top tab here. Simply just search to find out. Notifications are pretty common for platforms, so you can see what content's going through or what messages that you've had, coming through as well. So the leaderboard is a little bit different. This one, they're judging you and your engagement and activity. This is a good idea for engagement. The big thing with community is engagement. And so they have a whole ranking system, which I think is genius. And guess what? We'll dive a little deeper into this later, but if you're level 1, you don't get as much as people that are level 2 and level 3. So they gamify it also, in addition to the accountability. So these are great features. I don't think I've ever even clicked the about section, but obviously it says more about the community. So it's there. Total members on the right-hand side here. The amount online, the admins that are here. It's cool. You can put some additional links, in the little banner picture, essentially. So that's cool. And the leaderboard front and center for everyone to see. So that's a little overview of organization. I'm assuming every year has looked at Facebook groups, so we don't need to go through there. They do have some sections and tabs, but there's just there's a lot going on in Facebook. So I gave the thumbs up to Skool on organization. User adoption. Look, one of the hardest things to do on planet Earth is get somebody to sign in, register for yet a thing, and not only do that, but look at it and think about it once a day, multiple times a day. There's a reason there's documentaries on Netflix being made about Facebook and Instagram and how addictive it is. They've literally had to tap into human psychology and addiction to retrain everyone's patterns to do it every single day. And they've done it very successfully. The average person, according to the Nielsen report, is logging in 12 times a day to Facebook. That's crazy. That's they people log in social media probably more than they do check their email. So they've successfully done. Anyway, in terms of adoption, why am I bringing all this up? Because it's really hard to change that pattern. So if you're in the marketing niche, there's a lot of marketers on Skool right now, and the founders are very great marketers. So it makes sense they're attracting that initial wave of people that are there. There might be other niches that there's great adoption, for it. But talk to my mom; she's not going to know what Skool is. I talk to my sister; she's not going to know what Skool is. If you know what I mean, like start thinking about in your life, like how many people know Skool. But if you're an online marketing nerd, you're going to know about Skool. So I think it's good that niche. That said, I think Facebook wins for majority of niches still, right? So if you're like, well, Chris, I'm not going after marketers. I don't know them doing a Skool community is the right move for you. It's just another thing. Maybe you get them in there, but you got to get them to check it, every day, at least once a week. And it's just a lot of energy. It's probably not worth it, right? Go where they are already going, where there's the least amount of friction. That's what I would advise or suggest. Ease of growth, in terms of how they're set up, actually, make them cool. Facebook group still has it's not even comparable. I mean, billions of active users. Skool obviously isn't that large. So, I mean, there's definitely a big audience still on Facebook group. These are important things to think about when you're considering how you're connecting with your ICP. In terms of reach, yeah. So I mean, Skool is completely better at reach. Facebook keeps. Remember when Facebook pages, people you actually used to see those once? You remember that? And they're like 0.5% people that have decided to follow you will show your stuff to them. It's like now it's like ridiculous, and obviously a stream where people are like, yeah, screw it, doesn't even matter. Obviously Facebook did because they're like, I got a better idea. How about you pay us and then we'll put it on people's news feed. So they got into advertising, which is why that a big reason shifted. Well, Skool hasn't made those changes. They want to accelerate reach and engagement as much as possible right now for growth based on where they're at in their journey. So it's much better. Same with engagement for the same reasons. DM response rate. Facebook groups still winning. Why, you might ask? Because that's where people are still. They're there more often. So where Skool, there's way less noise and you get way less DMs and it's probably more niche or specific and personalized. You're just not on there as much. Someone sent me a message in Skool and I jumped in. I was like, well, that happened 2 months ago. Sorry, dude. I haven't been here in 2 months. So people just aren't on there as much. Therefore, Facebook is still better for DM response in general. So, hopefully this kind of think through Facebook strong, where is Skool strong? How does this apply to my workflow, my industry, and my sales processes so you can decide what works best. All right, let's move on to the next one. Importing. For all those that are like, I love Skool, I'm all in, I'm doing it, or I'm going to start today, or I might do it in the future. The next thing you want to know is how to import. What does that look like? Well, pull out your popcorn, get comfy, because I got some videos to show you. So we'll go into FlowChat, and if we go to over here, our product guide, we have hundreds of videos, and shout out to Hannah and the team. There at least 2 to 5 new training videos a week. So it's a lot of work, keeping up with all the features and covering all different perspectives. And so it's really helpful to go through some of these. And while I'm showing you automations within the product guide, This is just extra. I totally went to the wrong one. We want to go to the import guide is where we want to go, but don't overstep the product guide because there's some great flows in there. You can see all the different social media platforms here. And then we'll go to number 10, which is Skool. So we can just click that and go right into the Skool section. You can see we have importing from comments. We have followers and following. I'm going to skim these videos. They're only a minute long, but I just want you guys to visually see because it's easier to learn that way. Before we do it, again, in the extension, you can always just click here on the platform of choice, and you can also see the different importing features that are available per that platform. So those are just helpful to be aware of if you're not thinking about it each day. All right, so let's check out importing from comments. Yeah, make sure the audio is off. We get to, Skool comments are obviously being made on posts that people are making. So these would be all the comments. You can see the window off to the right here, where it's available. The import, now it's saying import 32 profiles. You can also leverage the auto scroll feature. And once you get it to your liking, you would simply click import, that blue button, and you have your familiar page here. You can add notes. You can select what pipeline and stage of the pipeline you want to send the leads to. Highly recommend using this feature, or you're just going to have to go into my leads, and then you're going to have to send them there anyway. Might as well do it one time when you're here. So this is really helpful to see the comments. Let's check out, keep flowing. You guys can review like the full video, at any per account. You can see now where it's at. Now this one is for followers and following. So that's over here to the right. This is a profile view of Skool. So this is Andrew's, profile here. Got a decent amount of followers and following. You can pull those lists and import people from those lists. Let's see if we can. Yeah, you click it, display them all here, and you have the overlay window. Do your auto scroll. It'll load the amount to your liking. You hit import, and we're back to the familiar window here, adding deal size and in the pipeline, or if you want a color added. Okay, so now you know what followers and following are. Let's check out group member import. This is probably going to be a more popular one, I'd imagine, just like Facebook. So if we're going to somebody's school group, that's a gift there. We would, select your group, and then towards the top it says members up here towards the center. Now it's providing all the data, the list. You can go to auto scroll, and when we load all the profiles to our liking, we can hit import, and we're back into this view. So hopefully it's helpful just to take a few seconds for each of these to see natively where we're within Skool, what we're clicking, and then how easy it is just to click import. If you're in niches, you're searching by community, and if somebody is known about Skool and joined Skool, they're really committed to their interest, right? Because if they're in a Skool group, they're probably in at least 10 plus other Facebook groups on that particular topic. So, in terms of curating, you can see that these tutorials, while the features are live, the videos are coming soon. But when you click on the likes, it opens up a window. It's displaying the list of profiles you import from there. And then, of course, message overlay when you're in the DM environment. But if you keep a close eye on, again, the import guide, it's over here on the left-hand side. It'll have all those videos on how to successfully import from Skool. All right, third and last one for today is the pipeline. Congratulations, you guys showed up today. Y'all get a Skool pipeline. You get one and you get one. It's like, Oprah's pipelines. So if you go into, I think we have kind of a special account, but I feel we're in this account to show you. If you click up here and go to Pipeline Manager, or even Add New Pipeline, click Add New Pipeline here, you'll see a set of templates, and it should be added. Let's see. Yeah, it's added right here. Now, you now have a Skool automations and SOPs and some of the things we covered today automatically added to your account. You would simply, I'd recommend clicking the blue one so it has the message templates assigned. And apparently our own account is at a limit. We have a limit of 10 and we have 49 pipelines. That's awesome. So you can add this to your account. Okay, let's keep flowing though. This is roughly what pipeline looks like, and I'll reshare here. So it's oh, wrong button. I meant present. There we go. So it's a little larger. You can see it's normal importing. We want to qualify the prospects. We don't have an auto qualify feature for Skool yet, but it's definitely one that's in the queue, just like the other platforms. What is in the platform is let me zoom in when I'm at, no, not on presentation mode. If you follow, can you guys see my mouse right here? Circling, thumbs up, awesome. So the automation play button, soon to have kind of a new Jon showed earlier, does have auto a direct message. And I'm going to cover two specific processes that have been really popular and the most useful per heavier Skool users that will be for you. So know that we can send automated direct messages. Again, we're moving them left to right is the game to book a call, to go to the workshop, to review the website, to check out the PDF, right? To nurture them or check out your YouTube channel. It's a similar pattern. All right, so let's go through some of these best practices and why this is valuable. Well, guess what? There's a mess in Skool Messenger, so to speak, as well. It's another inbox. That's why we're, as you guys have seen, you that have been with us for a little bit, being that our chat inbox is unifying. It's coming together all into one. So we're eradicating the mess and all of the messengers. So, and all the boxes. This can keep it very organized and who you're talking, what stage they're at, which really help maintain the customer journey and rapport. All right. So send auto DMs. Skool communities, they do allow you to send an automatic DM, and it's a welcome DM. So once someone joins your community, you can automatically send them a DM welcoming them to your community. But outside of that, you can't. And so obviously fortune's in the follow-up. You can leverage to continue the conversation in a more automated fashion where you don't have to manually message all of your members. A simple follow-up. Hey, it looks like you've been in the community for a while. What are you most focused on? How can we best support you? Is there any connections I can make for you? Did you see our trainings yet? We just released a new training. Like you can say all these types of things that are really easy for engagement and building conversation, and all that's possible with FlowChat automations. This is one flows with auto DMs. The big goal for any program, for any community is what? What do you guys want all of your customers to do? Use your stuff. Use your service, benefit from your service. We need them to engage. If they don't engage, they churn. So in terms of engagement, we saw earlier that you're ranked. There's level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, you can reach out to send an automated message, follow-up message to all your level 1 users that aren't engaged. They're the right people, but they're not engaging. So let's follow up with them. You can do an automated level 1, engagement campaign saying, hey, we're cleaning out our community. Do you see in here? Someone sent me this message. I was like, this is great. This is a process, right? But he had someone manually doing it. So that's one really good pattern. The second pattern is when someone's going into a Skool community, just like Facebook, you're answering questions. So for your level 2s, for your level 3s, your level 4s, we don't want to help them. We want to have them engage and follow up with them as well, right? Well, let's take the answers from one of the questions when they first came in, and maybe they answered it, hey, I'm looking to gen. So when we follow up with them maybe a week or two after they joined our community, we could say something as simple as, hey, when you joined, recently, I know focused on increasing lead generation. How's that going so far? And just see what they say. It's personalized to what they said. And rapport. All right, so yeah, in Skool sends the welcome. All right, so these are a couple like really simple processes and best practices when it comes to Skool communities and leveraging automation with FlowChat. Heads up here, there's a restriction with Skool. Like you can't DM. I don't know, we're still kind of figuring out like the exact amount, somewhere around 20 to 30 in terms of like DMs for new people. But also you can't always just DM anybody. There's some communities where you can't start DMing until you're level 2 in their community, which is an interesting restriction. So, you could hard. You do a post, you get a couple likes, comments, responses, and then you're level 2. But there are communities where you can still message level 1. And what's really cool about FlowChat is when doing this, it'll search the profile and search any other groups that they're a part of. And you can actually watch the screen, go to the different groups. And when there's one that you're also a part of that you're allowed to them in, it'll pull up that and then send them a DM. So it's really doing all the searching and work for you around this restriction, which was really cool. Because when I manually went to it, I was like, I can't even message a lot of these people. And I went to a different group. I'm like, oh, you can message everyone here, but not here. When I ran the automation, I saw it doing all of that searching for me. I was like, good job, team. So shout out to Bruno and the team for working through that and making all of our lives easier. All right. So here's the mission of the week for you guys. If you feel that Skool passes the test and it is the right fit for your sales processes and you're diving in, first step, Skool pipeline your FlowChat account. Obviously you need up a Skool community and, go get that up. But from the FlowChat side, add the ads available to you. Find a strategic Skool community or communities and just start joining them. Be the customer. See what questions you answer. See if you're ever welcome. See what types of comments are in their communities and which ones you like and don't like, and how you want your community and your customer journey to be. The best research you can do is just be the and feel what they feel, and then design something that you really want to bring light and the experience you want to create. Third is start importing the leads. We covered a few ways on how to do that. And next is to run one DM automation. One DM automation. Once you know you can run one, you can run 100, you can run 1,000, and you're going to save hours per day per week on your workflows. These are the missions of the week, and that's what I have for Skool communities for this week.